Hello, children. Today, our topic is pollution of air and water. Chapter number 18 from class 8th. Now, as you know that our topic is air pollution and water pollution. So, before we start, we should know that what is air. Now, air consists of a mixture of gases. By volume, about 78% of this mixture has nitrogen gas and about 21% is oxygen. Carbon dioxide, argon, methane, ozone, water vapors are also found in very small quantities. Now we have heard a lot that our air getting polluted. So what does it mean? Air pollution means when air is contaminated by unwanted substances which have a harmful effect on both the living and non-living components is known as air pollution. So we can say that the air pollution is not affecting the living beings, they are also affecting the non-living components present on the earth. But how they get affected? They are getting affected due to the presence of certain substances. So what are these unwanted substances? These are air pollutants. The unwanted substances, presence of which causes air pollution, are known as air pollutants. So, the presence of air pollutants in air causes the air pollution. Now, let's see that what are the different causes of air pollution. Means how these air pollutants get added into the air. So, our first air pollutant is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is produced by combustion of fuels like coal in power plants. Petroleum refineries are major source of gaseous pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. It can cause respiratory problems including permanent lung damage. So as you can see that sulfur dioxide is one of the air pollutant which is actually creating a lot of problems, especially the respiratory problems. Other pollutants are chlorofluorocarbons. Now what are these chlorofluorocarbons? These are used in refrigerators, air conditioners and aerosol sprays. Now these CFCs damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere. So CFCs are the air pollutants which are actually damaging the ozone layer. And if our ozone layer get damaged, then the ultraviolet rays can reach to the earth, which have a very harmful effect on the living as well as the non-living component present on the earth. Another air pollutant is tiny particles. You are able to see certain very small particles which are suspended in the air. These particles are produced by industrial processes like steel making and mining. These small particles or the tiny particles, they remain suspended in the air for long periods and reduce visibility. So whenever these tiny particles are suspended in the air, the visibility get lowered. So another another air pollutant is carbon monoxide. It is also one of the component which is produced by incomplete burning of fossil fuels such as petrol, diesel, etc. It is the poisonous gas. It reduces the capacity of the blood to transport oxygen. So you might have heard that presence of carbon monoxide in a closed room with all the windows closed can be proved fatal to a living being. or a person because it is a poisonous gas. Another air pollutant is smoke. Now, what is this smoke? Whenever the smoke added with the fog, it forms smog. Smoke is made up of oxides of nitrogen and other pollutants. Now, usage of wood for cooking cause measure smoke, and when it get added up in the with the fog present in the air forms the smoke. Whenever the smoke is suspended in our air, it causes breathing difficulties and may result in diseases like asthma, cough, and wheezing in children. So, children, these were certain air pollutants. But how these air pollutants are creating problem and increasing our air pollution? So, the first result or the first bad effect we can say is the acid rain. Whenever oxides of sulfur and nitrogen react with water vapors present in the atmosphere to form sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Now, when this sulfuric acid and nitric acid comes down with rain, it makes the rain acidic. And this is called the acid rain. This acid rain is actually very harmful for not only the living but the non-living things also. Another problem which is created due to all these air pollutants are global warming. Now, what does this global warming is? The average temperature of the earth atmosphere is gradually increasing due to increasing level of greenhouse gases like CO2, that is the carbon dioxide. It is the greenhouse gas and it is the major responsible factor for the global warming. Now, another problem which is created by this air pollution is the respiratory diseases. Whenever we inhale the polluted air, it is going inside the body and it is affecting our lungs and may result into various respiratory diseases if we inhale the polluted air. So, air pollution is the cause and aggravating factor of many respiratory diseases like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, asthma, and even the lung cancer. Now, one of the effect is the greenhouse effect. Now, greenhouse effect means the trapping of radiations by the earth atmosphere due to increasing level of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide is called the greenhouse effect. So, the children, greenhouse effect is actually trapping the air, trapping the radiations of the sun, and it is being trapped due to the high level of carbon dioxide in our air. So the more the carbon dioxide in the air, more the radiations will be trapped, and the more radiation trapped, more will be the temperature. So such effect is known as the greenhouse effect. So all these are the various causes of air pollution. But there is a high need to prevent this air pollution. So we have to opt certain methods and certain measures so that we can prevent this air pollution. First of all, we should use public transport. Using public transport is the sure short way of contributing to less air pollution as it provides with less gas and energy. Even carpools contributes to it. In addition to less release of fuels and gas, using a public transport can also help in saving money. So, the public transport. So, more persons, whenever they use the public transport, the vehicles on the road become lesser, and this will certainly going to reduce the emissions of the vehicles, which are actually due to the burning of the fuel. So it can be one of the way by which we can prevent air pollution. Another way is to recycle and reuse. Now, what does it mean? The concept of recycle and reuse is not just conserve resources and use them judicially, but also is helpful for air pollution as it helps in reducing pollution emissions. The recycled products also take less power to make other products. So, this can be one of the measure by which we can prevent the air pollution. Now let's see certain more measures. Reduction of forest fires and smoking. The collecting of garbage and getting it on fire in dry season or dry leaves catching fires is a huge factor for creating air pollution. Moreover, smoking also causes air pollution and causes the air quality to worsen along with obviously damaging one's health. So, one should avoid smoking as well as burning dry leaves, garbage, etc. so that smoke produced by it can be lessened. Now, one of the measures which we can do is avoid using of crackers. Now, as you know, whenever we burn the crackers, lot of heat, light as well as smoke is released. So, the use of crackers during festivals and weddings is sadly one of the biggest contributor to air pollution, leading to a layer of smoke which is extremely harmful for health. So, practice of no cracker should be implemented. Children, what else we can do is we should make use of fans instead of air conditioner. As I told you earlier, that air conditioners, refrigerators, they produce chlorofluorocarbons, which are in turn, their number is going to damage the ozone layer. So, if we keep on using these equipments which are going to produce the CFCs, that is the chlorofluorocarbons, we will not be able to reduce the chlorofluorocarbons emissions. So, the usage of ACs takes a lot of energy and emit a lot of heat, which contribute to global warming. AC also take a lot of power and energy to work as compared to fans. And so we should make use of fans more than that of ACs. At houses or at domestic purposes as well as for industrial purposes, we should use filters for chimneys. Now, how does this filters help in chimneys? The gas that is emitted from fireplaces in homes and factories are extremely dangerous for air pollution and harms the air quality very severely. The use of filters should be used at least if the consumption couldn't be lessened This will help to reduce the effect of harmful gases absorbing in the air. So children, till now we had gone through about what is air pollution, what are air pollutants, what are the causes and what are its effects. Now from this pie chart you can see that which sector is contributing in the air pollution and in what percentage. So we can see that the industries are the major contributors of air pollution. Even the domestic cooking is also creating air pollution. 19% is the vehicle. So 19% vehicle emissions are contributing in the air pollution. So we should aim to reduce this air pollution as well as to work upon in finding the ways we can lessen this air pollution. Now let's come to the second part of our chapter, that is the water pollution. Now you can see that you might have seen in various river you have seen certain fluffy and certain soap like emissions. In some places you might have seen the river water is totally blackened. Now why this happens? It happens due to the water pollution. What does this water pollution is? Come, let's see. Water pollution is the contamination of water bodies, usually as a result of human activities. Water bodies include, for example, lakes, rivers, oceans, aquifers, and groundwater. Water pollution results when contaminants are introduced into the natural environment. So here also, when water gets contaminated with various factors, then it is said to be water get polluted. And all these pollutants, all these materials which are actually causing water pollution can be termed as water pollutants. So the substances which are responsible for the contamination of water can be called as water pollutants. Now, what are the causes of water pollution? There are various factors which are contributing in water pollution. Water contaminated with sewage may contain bacteria, fungi, viruses, and parasites which can cause various water-borne diseases. So whenever the sewage water get added into the main river or main water body, it may cause various waterborne diseases due to the presence of bacteria, fungi, viruses, and parasites. There is a chemical contamination of water also, which are contributed by various factors. For example, the discharge of harmful gas chemicals into the rivers and streams from the factories. Such chemical discharge from the factories directly into the rivers and stream may cause pollution of water, and we can term it as a chemical contamination. Agriculture chemicals are also contributing in the water pollution, and it includes the excessive use of fertilizers, pesticides, and insecticides. These are the chemicals which we use while in agriculture, and whenever we use these substances or the chemicals in excess, they get washed away into the water and causing the chemical pollution, causing the chemical contamination of water. Industrial waste, as I told you earlier, that industrial waste are also the chemicals. which are released from industries, and it may have certain materials like arsenic, lead, and fluorides, which are also responsible for the chemical contamination of water. Here you can see certain pictures which reflect that how the water get contaminated. So there is a high, we cannot consume such water. So for drinking purposes as well as for the various household activities, we need fresh water. We need clean water. Otherwise, this water pollution may result in the various diseases. So, let's see what is potable water and how is water get purified. Potable water. It is the water which is filtered and treated properly and is finally free from all the contaminants. This purified water is fit to drink, or it can be called drinking water. After the purification process, water is safe for both cooking and drinking. So we cannot consume the polluted water. So in order to make use of that water, we need to convert it into potable water. And this potable water is the filtered and treated water which is finally free from all the contaminants. Now how this water get purified? Water is purified by various processes like by using UV filtered water purifiers, by reverse osmosis, chlorination, etc. The water which is not potable is called raw water and are mostly from the sources like groundwater, river, and other sources. So, we should concentrate on potable water. So, there are various sources also. I told you now only that by which processes we can convert the polluted water or the water which is raw water into the potable water. Usually, you have used various packaged water. All generally the packaged water are the filtered water, or we can say the potable water. Chlorination is actually a very commonly used chemical method for purifying water. It is done by adding chlorine tablets or bleaching powder to the water. But we should be cautious enough in doing so. We should not using more chlorine tablets than the specified. So these were certain ways through which we can convert the raw water into the potable water. But since we are doing water pollution, then what we should do to reduce the water pollution? Let's see it. We should avoid disposing of toxic chemicals into the water, and if we are disposing the toxic chemicals, that should be done in the proper manner. Household solvents, pesticides, cleaners, bleach, paints, paint thinners, ammonia, and many other chemicals are becoming a serious problem. That is why these chemicals are becoming threat to our natural water reservoirs. So proper disposal of these chemicals is the need of the hour. Also, we should try to avoid plastic containers. How these plastic containers are going to create the water pollution? Let's see. Plastics and plastic materials are non-biodegradable and can last for decades in the water. So as they are non-biodegradable, we should avoid using these plastic bags which are single use, or in fact we should use certain reusable cloth bags for grocery and other purposes which could help in controlling water pollution occurring due to these plastic containers or plastic bags. Also, laws for industrial units should be strictly implemented so that polluted water is not disposed of directly into rivers and lakes. Water treatment plants should be installed in all industrial areas so that the wastewater which is emitting out of the industries could be treated first and then it may be added into the main water source. On our individual levels, we should be also conscious enough in using it properly, using the water properly and saving it for our future generation. So for this, reduce, reuse and recycle should be our mantra. We can also think of certain creative ideas like reusing water used for washing and for other household tasks. If we keep on using the water which is actually once used, then such creative ideas can help in reducing as well as reusing the water again and again. So it is the need of the hour that we should control water pollution as well as we should save our water. Now, pollution is no longer a distant phenomena. It is affecting the quality of our daily lives. Unless we all realize our responsibility and start using environmental friendly processes, the very survival of our planet is in danger. So, to save ourselves, we should control air pollution as well as the water pollution and save our natural resources like air and water.